We have major news coming out. This is your breaking news update, stimulus check update, recession and inflation update. And we got to start off by talking about one of the most politically polarizing individuals in Congress right now. Chances are you either love them or you hate them, depending on your political party. That is none other than Senator Joe Manchin. Now, Senator Joe Manchin, he is actually a Democrat considered a moderate conservative Democrat, which means if you had a scale left to right, you had extreme progressive Democrats far left, and then you had extreme right, conservative Republicans. He's kind of right in the middle, but he sides the Democrats. Well, it seems like even though he is a registered Democrat, he is siding with Republicans, and right now he's going against his party and everything that they're trying to push through. And he's not liked in Congress right now by Democrats, but he is loved with Republicans. And let's take a stroll here down memory lane. Some of the things that he has done right now that has caused a lot of uproar in his party, and that is, as you recall, the American Rescue Plan Act, the last stimulus package that was passed last year, March of 2021. He reduced the amount of the child tax credits, said he would not get on board with the process of reconciliation to pass the legislation unless they reduce it. Also, income eligibility requirements for stimulus checks required that was reduced as well. And why? Because he is concerned about adding debt to our nation, which will cause inflation to go up. And he is also concerned about potential recessions, which we're hearing is likely everything happening right now. Sounds like he might have been correct with those concerns. Now also, we've had issues with more stimulus packages, more stimulus checks, more child tax credits, the Build Back Better bill. All this very likely could have got passed through with majority votes in Congress, as Democrats hold the majority. They have the House, the presidency, and the Senate is split 50-50. And he has literally been almost a single individual blocking more provisions, more legislation from going through because of his concerns about debt, inflation, and recession. Well, let me know your thoughts, you guys, but we're hearing it happens yet again. And he is making headlines. Take a look, you guys. Just coming out, Republicans and Joe Manchin. Let me know your thoughts. Is he actually an undercover Republican to block the Democrats' bill codifying Roe versus Wade abortion right protections and the Senate Democrats' imaginary majority? I think that pretty much sums it up from abortion to Ukraine. We mentioned stimulus immigration. The caucus is confirming its tenuous control over the chamber, which they're saying does not actually exist. Now, a lot of people are asking how can he have so much power. Some people are calling him President Joe Manchin. Well, it's all because of the way the Senate is currently structured with 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans, and there's a lot happening in our economy. Not sure if you've seen the stock market lately, this plunging inflation at a 40-year high. Cryptocurrencies are down. A lot of people are concerned what's going to be happening with the stock market, with real estate, with business. 181 days to the midterm elections, and protecting the right to choose is quickly becoming a key strategy for Democrats ahead of those elections. Today, all 50 Senate Republicans, with the help from West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin, lost legislation that would have made Roe versus Wade federal law. Now, Democrats are gearing up to take their case to the courts and to the voters. Senate Republicans Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski say they are not giving up on the law to protect the rights upheld and Roe Wade. They've introduced their own bill, and Collins has been meeting with Democrat Tim Kaine to discuss it. Meanwhile, Politico, which published that leaked draft opinion by Justice Alito overturning Roe, says it appears to be the only opinion circulated thus far. There is no other opinion in circulation. Most likely, these justices have had a long time to think about this issue. They were already obviously questioned about it in their confirmation hearings. They said what they said about it, but they also know that what they think about it, and I doubt that other justices or the public reaction is likely to sway them at this point. Political as the justices are meeting privately tomorrow for the first time since the leak. Meanwhile, abortion rights supporters have been demonstrating in front of the homes of Justices Robert Kavanaugh and Alito. Attorney General Merrick Garland has now ordered the U.S. Marshal Service to provide additional security for all 9 members in the court. We're also keeping an eye on the latest in key investigations into the 2020 elections, and of course the January 6th riot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and the link in the description below to this article that just came out today that says every day it seems to bring another reminder of the severe limitations of Democrats. Illusory majority in the 50-50 Senate pretty much non-existent now. First, Democratic leaders tossed out pandemic relief from Ukrainian aid bill at the behest of Republicans who are threatening the filibuster. Then the party entertained giving the GOP a political volatile vote on reversing the Biden administration's border policy. And then yesterday showed there isn't even a majority in the Senate for Democrats' preferred abortion rights bill now jumping down. It says Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the caucus charged ahead on that abortion bill, and Manchin joined all 50 Senate Republicans in voting no on the bill that would have preserved and in some cases expand abortion rights in the Supreme Court strikes down of Roe v. That's coming next month. That left Manchin isolated in his caucus yet once again, just as he was a filibuster reform and that $1.7 trillion party-large social spending bill known as the Build Back Better. So this is a reoccurring theme with Senator Joe Manchin opposing a lot of legislative agenda of political Democrats in Congress and going in siding with more conservative Republicans' perspectives and joining them in their votes. Let me know your thoughts. Now, with all of this being said, you feel like the only way forward for potentially stimulus checks, stimulus packages, side tax credits, and assortment of different provisions is going to be executive orders and executive actions. We've heard the president and a lot of Democrats say they want to work with the Republican College to pass legislation through bipartisan means, getting 60 senators to pass it through. However, it does not look like there is any means of them coming together. At this time, perspectives are so polarized and opposing that they just can't pass anything through with the traditional means. Now, in addition to that, it also seems like Democrats are not unified themselves. Senator Joe Manchin is stopping the process of reconciliation, which Democrats were kind of holding their back pocket, hoping that they could use that reconciliation card. So with that being said, do you think that at this time, if Democrats are gonna be able to get anything done before these midterm elections to try to stay in power, is going to have to go through executive orders and executive actions, and that includes stimulus checks, child tax credits, getting rid of student loan debt, and the assortment of provisions that they have promised that they said were on the way is the only way we're going to be executive orders. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But you guys, that is the latest, and as always, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. As more information rolls out, I'll keep you up to date on the state, county, city stimulus checks, federal legislation, everything going on, inflation, a recession. I'll keep you up to date here on the channel, and if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button if you appreciate the updates. Thank you so much.